So at one point in the project, we were in a catch-22. So we had to develop this new methodology on stress testing for Tier 1, so tabletop exercises. And we had at the same time to do something innovative, replicable, and based on the feedback of the consortia, we had to do something that could have represented a high impact low probability event and single point of failures. And we were kind of stuck because we were starting from a taxonomy that I developed already for the United Nations, but we wanted to do much more, and we had the sensation was not innovative enough. There were feedbacks from the team here, from our colleagues in the Netherlands, that they were expecting more. Mm-hmm. And at the time, we were developing interviews, including the one we did with you, and we decided to push a bit the boundaries. We understood that people were simply tired to do exercises as they were used to, and that there was the practical need to push the boundaries, so do something innovative to train critical thinking and lateral thinking. So bringing the idea of single point of failure, so these common vulnerability to multiple threats, the idea of concurrency, cascading effects, into training in an innovative way. And so we decided to try an innovative approach, including serious game and counterfactual analysis, in which we had a randomization process. So using a game, we were obliging people, without them getting stuck on it, thinking to those low probability impact scenarios. So things that otherwise they would say, oh, this is never going to happen to me. Well, now we are doing it randomly. That's it. Originally, we thought if it was better a board game, and then we went on the cards because it was more replicable. The cards represent hazards, infrastructure, and context cards, so wild cards. And they are thought to be trained in a couple of hours. Exercises can take up to 1 day or 40 minutes, depending on the complementary element that come with it, the facilitation process. That is where the stake and the co-development with partners makes the difference. Mm-hmm. So we have something physical, the tool, that is the card, that is the key, the hook, for which we can bring people to get the insight and thinking outside the box because it's something that they can be played with. And the facilitation process that guides you from thinking to a single hazard, and call it the traditional way of doing planning, to consider slightly, what if there is common vulnerabilities between them? What if multiple things happen at the same time? What if there are cascading effects? So bringing them from the attention on a single hazard to understand risk agnosticism. Now, we would really like to have your feedback on even your feeling out of this approach.
Well, first of all, it's an easy approach. So for playing this as a tabletop exercise, as we would say, or a game, this is very good to make people aware and to make all levels. These can be played at all levels. These can be played at technical, at high level, at strategic level, at ministers level, because you are challenging them with some scenarios which they never thought of, and see how they think. So from my point of view, this is an excellent way to make people aware of the high impact, low probability emergencies and of the fact they have to think out of the box. They have to use their imagination, and they have to project their planning towards a probability that during a disaster, there may be a second one or even a third one. Even if one of them will have a very high impact and the other two will have maybe a less impact, together they may potentiate each other. And there may be common vulnerabilities, there may be common resources that you need for both situations, and you'll find yourself overwhelmed. Maybe you can manage one, but once you have the second one, it will be hard to manage. So I think that this is a very good approach for the future, at least for a certain level of training and exercising. Yeah. And from here, we can take it further to other levels of training and to other levels of exercising, and maybe for training people to start planning, as you said, not for one hazard, but for a complex of situations that may happen together. So I see it as a very good step ahead, and I think the project is going to yield an excellent result, and it will have a useful result for everyone. It won't be just a project when it ends to say, okay, we did this. This is something which will be going on after the project.